Maybe she just wants to spend time with you and your family. It's 150k a year, so you're just gonna pay. Letting my husband name my dead. Can't read, we can't understand. So you're too extra. Those people aren't your friends. Those people aren't your friends. What do you mean? Hi guys, and welcome back to the life of Bash. Today's video is gonna be very different. We're gonna do a Am I the A-hole video. I'm so excited because I watch these a lot and I love chat, so this is gonna be fun. If you don't know what I Am the A-hole is, it's basically this thing on Reddit where you go and you can read people's stories and then you can see if they are the bad guy in the situation. I picked some very interesting stories, so I'm very excited. I'm so excited. Okay, so the first question, the first story is, am I the a-hole for not letting my dead sister, for not letting my husband name my dead... Guys, I can read. I promise you I can read. I just didn't even put on a pink shirt because yeah, it's just pink all up in here. But anyway, the thing says, am I the a-hole for not letting my husband name my daughter after my dead sister? Okay, interesting. Let's see. So it's I, 28 female, gave birth a week ago, and when that happened, my boyfriend suggests we name her Ashley. I told him no, because that's the name of my twin sister who died. He started telling me it would be fine since my sister was dead. Okay. But I told him if we named our daughter that, I would have too much emotional baggage and would have mental breakdowns and PTSD flashbacks. He kept arguing and I finally told him to get out and I named the baby Kira. When he walked back in, he went off on me for naming the baby without him. A few hours later, I got calls from his side of the family telling me I should have let him name the baby because in their house, the first baby is named entirely by the dad. Am I the a-hole? No, you're not. No, you're not. Because it's not like it's your friend who died. It's your twin sister, somebody who you grew up with, and I understand the emotional baggage. He should be very respectful of that. And okay, if that's their family tradition, that doesn't have to be yours. That's I just mean that still, you know what I'm saying? But even if he wanted to name the baby, there's so many girl names in the world. Why want that specific name? That's the question. See, now that's the question. Why Ashley? Why does it have to be Ashley? I wouldn't say you're the a-hole in this case because I feel your husband is being very unreasonable and not very understanding of your feelings and your emotional baggage that you have to your twin sister. Like, you know, there's an edit. So the edit says, during my pregnancy, we had agreed on the name Kira, but as soon as I gave birth, on the day my sister died, he wanted to name it after her, which felt like he was purposely trying to disrespect her death. See, now that adds. Because not only do you have to think about, on your daughter's birthday, by the way, you have to think about, oh, this was the exact same day that my sister died. You have to call her by the same name every day for the rest of your life. Girl, I want to be very reasonable, but me just think your husband unreasonable. I'm sorry, because on the same exact day him one name him that. No. We're going to read the update again. Update number 2. So the court is on the court. Girl, wait, I skipped update number 1. During the pregnancy thing was the edit. Update number 1 says, during my pregnancy, we had agreed on the name. Guys, maybe this wasn't. Maybe this thing is not for me. I promise I can read, okay? I've been reading since I was like, I don't want to lie, maybe 6, 7.
Oh.
Okay. Alright, that's enough. I'm gonna lock back in. So it says update number 1. Just got to a hotel with the baby and blocked his number. I will find someone who truly loves for who, I know she means me, but I had to read it. Okay, I had to read it. Who truly loves me for who I am, as that man only wanted me because I was rich. Whoa. Okay. Update number 2 says, this has 4 updates, girl, what? Anyway, update number 2 says the court date is on the 30th, where me and him will fight for custody over the child. I'm going to use some of the money I have to pay for a lawyer who will help me support me so my daughter doesn't have to get stuck with a drug addict like him. Update number 3. My little sister went on his Instagram and found out he's been cheating on me with 5 other women and got 3 of them pregnant. I'm glad I dumped him. The court date was yesterday, and with help of my lawyer, I got full custody of Kira. Thank you all for the help. I guess that was a happy ending. I'm just at a loss for words because you're going. Hold on. Oh, she said boyfriend. Guys, reading is fundamental. It says boyfriend. I heard husband. Why? That's my fault. I'm sorry for misinterpreting that. Because I'm like, oh, you just like go leave him. No, that's your husband. It's her boyfriend. Okay. And then she said he's a drug addict. Did he just turn a drug addict, or was he already a drug addict before? Those are serious questions, you know what I'm saying? Like, that necessary question to ask, in my opinion. Girl, at least you got Kira now. Moving on, because that first story was just off the rails for me. I can't read, I can't understand. We are going to hope that this next one is much better. But Matthew, get comfy. This one says, am I the a-hole for telling my wife that it was embarrassing that the house was a mess when I had guests over?
Funny.
But kind of agree with him already. But more, I get the full story. So it says, relevant context. I, 36 male, I'm the breadwinner. How is that? Okay. Anyway, let me read. I feel like I have biases. This is a lesson to me and you behind the camera to put away your biases. We're gonna put that away and we're gonna hear them out. So he said, I'm male, 36, I'm the breadwinner. My wife is a stay-at-home mom. We have 3 kids, so the house is a little too messy oftentimes. Clean it. What do you mean it's a little too messy? Just because she stay at home means that, sir? Okay. My wife does her best to keep up with the cleaning and keeping the house tidy, and I feel for her, I really do. So I told her she doesn't have to clean up all the time since the kids are running up and down all day and making huge messes. I did tell her that she only has to make sure the house is clean when we have guests over, and she agreed with me. As someone who has 2 nephews, I completely understand. Me is the type of person me can't take the back and forth. You clean in the morning, they mess up the place, me clean at night when they gone at their bed. The run back and forth thing is not for me. I'll be honest, it's too frustrating. So I get that. You said you feel for her, but we're gonna continue read, cause he's just, instead of saying let me help you, I'm gonna compromise and be like, you don't have to clean all the time, like only when guests are over. Why not help? But okay. But he says, well, the other day I brought over some friends from work and I opened the door. All I could see was an utter mess. Food and toys clutter everywhere. My first question to you, sir, did you tell her that the friends were coming over? Cause I just that more no. That's the first. I'm gonna hear you open with that. I feel like you should open with that. But anyway. See, I'm getting ahead of myself. I was shocked and I was embarrassed, just mortified that my friends saw my home looking like this. Also, I have a couple of guys who came over for the first time, so the first impression must have been horrible to them. I took the guests into the least messy part of the house, and my friends kept giving me weird looks and making indirect comments about the state of home. Those are not your friends, for one. I want to know, like, there's so many questions. There's so many questions. Because how old are they? Are they 12? Because if they're men with children, I feel like they would understand. And the indirect comments, you see, I don't appreciate that, but there's just so many questions. Because what you mean, they might give you weird looks. When I read the weird looks, I'm just like, that's probably just in your mind. Like, nobody's looking at you weird. But the comments, yeah, those people aren't your friends. Those people aren't your friends. What you mean? Why you gonna come in at somebody who says, no, sir, you're gonna sweep, leave? I don't care. Don't come at people's house and talk like that. That's not nice. Keep it in your mind. Don't even tell a friend. Don't even tell your family. Keep it to yourself. Anyway, I'm claim for say now. I was livid. I waited until they left, then went into the bedroom to see that my wife was actually sleeping. I woke her up to ask why she didn't tidy up the house, knowing I was going to bring friends over. She said she didn't know, but I sent her a text letting her know, and she said she didn't see it. I told her it seemed like she did see the text, but decided to ignore it. She said no, but she wasn't feeling well and had a headache, so she thought of getting an hour nap. I told her that it was so embarrassing that the house looked like this when my friends came over, and that this was avoidable had she cleaned up and prepared the house for the guests. She argued that first of all, the kids are the ones causing the mess, and second of all, it was my fault for not checking twice with her and making sure the house was ready for guests. I thought that this was ridiculous because she was basically blaming me for her actions or lack of. This guy is sassy. Which I didn't appreciate so much. So I told her it was embarrassing, and yes, she gets part of the blame for the house looking like a complete mess and being out of control like that. Called me a jerk, then walked out of the room and avoided speaking to me about it, insisting that I'm the one at fault in this situation. And there's 2 edits, but for now, I completely agree with Reddit. Like, you're the a-hole in this situation. I don't know what to tell you. I was on your side based on the title, but now I'm very much on your wife's side. One, because you said you texted her and she said she was taking a nap because she had a headache. She did not reply to that text, which meant that there's a high chance that she didn't see it. Why would she ignore your text? If you even think so maybe she ignored it, why you never call? Like, hey, I'm coming home soon, is the house clean? Like, I feel like this is some petty stuff. Like, and the way he talks too, like, I am the breadwinner. Sir, nobody asks that. That never necessary. It says relevant context. I don't think it's very relevant. You could have just started with my wife is a stay-at-home mom and left it this one. Then you have 3 kids, and then you said she has to do everything and you feel for her. So you tell her so she can't keep the place messy when I just you and the kids or whatever. And when guests that come over, she clean. How about you extend a hand to say, okay, she has a headache, she's not feeling well, the kids are causing a mess, let me put the toys away, let me put whatever it is that's in the way out, and find new friend. Because when you meet your friend and chat in front of your face. Sorry, but what? Bro, this I don't think I'm gonna make these videos often because this actually get me heated. I was about to be on your side, bro. I was about to be on your side because I know some people, them genuinely don't care about how the house look because they're like, I live here. You know, so if guests come see a place and it's dirty, they don't care. I thought that's what we were walking into, but no, it's just this man who's a bit too proud, just a tad bit too proud. So, mom, my wife, I see you're working hard, you don't feel well today. It literally says that she cleans all the time, so she doesn't feel well today in this moment. She wants a little hour for herself. She can't have that. And she ignored your text when she told us that she have a headache. I don't like him at all. I'll be completely honest, I don't like him. And I don't know him and I don't like him. Anyway, we're going to read the edit. I feel like more relevant context is needed, so here is one. The reason I only texted was because this is our usual way of communication. So it seemed unusual that she didn't check her phone for any texts. Because she was taking a nap, sir. If that's a usual form of communication, fine. If she never replied, if it didn't say read at XYZ time, it means she never see it, bro. Is that rocket science? Someone doesn't check their phone. It's not like this unorthodox thing. Suppose she leave the phone in her living room and go lie down in her room. Like, come on. He continued. He said, my kids are under 10 and my oldest is basically glued to her tablet and does nothing to help out. I wonder why. My wife and I rarely argue about the guests coming over since we would at least have the living room ready anytime someone shows up. I hear we would at least have. But I never heard you doing anything but chastising this young woman. We would have had, because you really have to look at the sentence in this case. We would have had the living room set up. But I don't see you acting on anything. Because honestly, I understand the embarrassment and the look of shame and you're walking and, you know, some people will never come in your house before, first impression type thing. I would just put them in the cleanest part of the house or fix up the living room and then bring them out. You know what I mean? Because I feel like recognizing the mess and then sitting in the mess just make it look like it's a normal thing. Maybe that's just a different point of view for me. I just feel like you could have bring them one side and said, General bro, like you picking them. These kids, let me just clean up tutus and then we can watch the game or sit in the living room. Bro is definitely the bad guy in this case. I cannot be bothered. May I go read somebody comment because more make sure not me alone feel this way. So it says, you are the, I'm kidding, you are the asshole. You basically sprung this up upon her. You didn't check to see if she happened to see the one text which is relevant. This is the relevant context, sir. The one text. They didn't even double text nothing. Just assume that she's sitting by waiting for you to text her. Anyway, you decided to spontaneously bring home people that day and showed literally zero care that she wasn't feeling well. SAHM stands for stay-at-home mom, not stay-at-home maid. Her priority is the children, not to be on call to make the house look unrealistically tidy in an hour's time. I mean, she didn't lie. I don't know what to say. Because I heard absolutely no regard to her not feeling well. You don't feel well and the house is dirty, like... And then you say you have this 10-year-old, I'm sorry, said the kids are under 10. So I'm just gonna assume that the oldest is 9. And she's glued here, she's glued to their tablet and doesn't help out. You forget to say you're the parent? I wouldn't know that. Sir, now when I get me really heated because I hate seeing entitled men. Like I cannot bear with them. But this one says, am I the a-hole for telling my husband I was going to divorce him for going to his sister's wedding? That's interesting. Okay, so this is happening in real time. I don't know if my emotions are super high or I'm completely in the right. My sister-in-law is getting married and I've been helping her plan her wedding, from the DJ to the makeup artist to the hair, etc. She asked me to be in the wedding party. I agreed to that. Her husband agreed to have me read a prayer at the church, even though I'm not very religious, and to sponsor the wedding. I was never asked for that. Comes to today, her first dress fitting. I'm there with my mother-in-law, my sisters-in-law, and her future in-laws. Everyone was looking at bridesmaid dresses, and so was I. I was then in the moment told I was not in the wedding party. I was not allowed to be in the wedding photos and would have to drive myself to the wedding due to my husband being in the groom's party. Basically told that I was the wedding planner and would need to leave after the ceremony while the wedding party took photos to make sure the reception was being set up correctly. I walked away and texted my husband. I was upset but didn't want to ruin his sister's big moment. She picked her dress and they continued to look at bridesmaid dresses. I told my sister-in-law I was leaving and congratulations on the dress. I made it outside and began to cry and called my husband and explained the situation to him. This isn't the first time his family has done this to me in the 9 years we have been together. They disrespected me and my marriage so many times. I explained I no longer wanted to attend the wedding and he said okay, but I still am. I told him if he wanted to do that, that was fine, but it would be the last time he allows his family to make me feel this way. He said I'm being ridiculous and my family agrees with him. So am I the a-hole? I'm very conflicted in this one. I don't know. I feel like I understand her feelings and like disrespect she received after being told that she was in the party, right? Hold on, let me see if that was explicitly said. She asked me to be in the wedding party. Okay, so she asked you, and then while shopping for the dresses she said no pictures, no dress, not you. If you need to divorce him, girl. I don't know what to say about that. And I feel like it's less of divorcing him because he's attending the wedding. I just think it's because his family has been treating you and then he agrees with his family. I think it's less of him just attending the wedding. So if you feel like leaving, do what makes you feel happy. And there is no update or anything on that one. This is actually an archive post. Someone said they would cancel everything, so cancel the hair and makeup. That's crazy. That's very revengeful, guys. Don't do that, girl. Cut your losses. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna change. 9 years? No. But this one says, am I the a-hole for inviting my girlfriend on an expensive vacation and expecting her to pay all her share? I make a lot more than her. I feel like I just answer your own question, but because a person who studied literature, I just feel like these words that people use is just so revealing. He said I made a lot more. He didn't even say I make more. A lot more. Okay, I'm gonna pick nobody's side it. Cause see, I did it for the last one and it threw me across the board like, no, I'm not pick nobody's side. But according to this, he was marked as the a-hole. Let's get into it. Hello, my girlfriend, my parents, myself, and my brother and his wife all went on vacation in another country a week ago. My boyfriend... Girl, what? I can read, guys. Contrary to popular beliefs, my brother and I were the ones who did most of the planning of the itinerary, although we did ask everyone else for input. For background, I make around $150,000 as an IT consultant. My girlfriend is a teacher making $45,000. My parents are pretty affluent, as well as my brother and sister-in-law. My girlfriend knew this trip was coming up and took on a second job, waitressing on the weekends for several months to get ready for it. We have always split things 50-50 in the 2 years we have been together. There were a few times on vacation when she did not go on outings with us, such as wine tasting, scuba diving, etc. She also would only eat 2 meals a day, simply stating that she was on a budget. She sounds like me. I would do the same thing. My family does favor more high-end or expensive places. My parents thought it was very strange that she only eats 2 meals a day, although she normally eats 3. When we got home, I asked her why she skipped out on several of the outings and only ate 2 meals a day. I mentioned how I heard her stomach growling one night and said I was... I'm sorry. Okay, no, hold on. She's on the vacation skipping meals. See, context clues, guys, context clues. I don't know. I think she's on the vacation skipping meals. No, girl, you skip the meals before the vacation. I don't understand that part. Hold on, let's get back into it, because That, I'm sorry, that part was so funny. When we got home, I asked her why she skipped out on several of the outings and ate only 2 meals a day. I mentioned how I heard her stomach growling one night and said I was concerned about her having an eating disorder. Sorry, you're too extra. Stop self-diagnose people. She missed 1 meal a day and now she got an eating disorder. Chill out. Chill. That's not how that works. Anyway, she got teary-eyed and said that 3 meals a day wasn't... Pain. She said it's not fiscally feasible for her, and neither were the outings that she chose not to go on. She went on 3 out of the 6 outings. She said she was not expecting everything to cost so much, so she was overwhelmed. She also said she doesn't know if this is going to work long term, if she's expected to go on vacations like that with people who make so much more than her. I feel bad that I did not pick up on her discomfort sooner, but we did agree to split everything 50-50. I don't know why she agreed to come if the cost was an issue. I'm just like the top of my head. Maybe she just want to spend time with you and your family. Maybe just like as a little estimate, you know. I don't like you. But I don't know how much time I can say that. Because you know that she makes a bit. You make 3 times her salary, right? And why would you put her in a position to feel that way? I feel like there should have been a discussion prior to getting in the country, as it relates to how much is being spent, where are we going in the itinerary, like all of that thing. Me is a planner. Me hate working at things blindly. So me, even if me know someone couldn't afford it, I appreciate it, because she doesn't seem like the person who feel like lean on you and just be like, yeah, he makes 150k a year, so he's just gonna pay for everything. No, girl took up extra shifts and she's being considerate, because she's like, eventually the money is gonna come up and I'll have to pay it. So she's eating 2 meals a day instead of 3. I thought she was doing it in preparation for the trip. She's doing it on a trip. That means all of the little sacrifices that she makes still couldn't add up for she afford everything. Like, oh my gosh. I just know something I like this guy. Because you couldn't offer to help her financially. And part of me want to put blame on her just a little bit, based on what he said. Well, he's just like, why she agreed for coming if the cost would be an issue. I don't think the cost was a huge issue for her, because the girl took up extra job, extra shifts. Like, she was doing what she could do, you know what I mean, to make it happen. I just feel like, judging by the fact that him and his brother or whoever made the itinerary, she should have planned out her money, you know what I mean? I say, alright, I have this for spend. That means say I can't go XYZ, so I can't do this, I can't do that. But whatever it is that I can do, I do that. But the girl, our belly are grown, everybody are full of them belly. That girl. But the fact that you hurt her stomach, let's just think about it from her point of view, right? Because obviously she don't want to beg you or ask you for anything. She just hold her own. She's trying to enjoy the vacation as much as she could. She got teary-eyed when they bring it up to her, because she's just holding on so strong. She was trying so hard. Here you are, asking if she has an eating disorder. No, she just can't afford it, as she knows say you're not gonna use and you're not gonna pay for her. And you make so much more. You literally start by saying you make a lot more than her, and you couldn't even spare one little meal out of the day, pound of vacation. I feel like it's being very unreasonable with it, because it's just like, are you obligated to help her? Kinda. kinda, because it's your family vacation. Does she have a choice to come or not? Yes, she does. But why you that makes you embarrassed, ruin your family? I I completely agree with her. If she says she don't know if this is gonna work long term, I agree with her. Because you're not standing behind her. You're not saying, are you hungry? You want me to get you something? No. Do you have an eating disorder? Like, sir? Hi, hello? We don't start with that no more. The person says, you are the a-hole. You make 3 times what she does. Exactly what I said. You knew she had to take a second job to be able to go. You planned the holiday and the activities. She even said while you were there that she could only afford to eat 2 meals. Don't plan for your budget when you know she makes so much less than you. I think it's safe to say she didn't enjoy the holiday at all. She probably found it stressful to work out what she could afford and embarrassing to have to skip meals. She got a second job for months. It's not even like she got it for a few weeks. It said let me find that because I don't like pulling things randomly. He said she took on a second job waitressing on the weekends for several months to get ready for it. And you could even spare one extra $1,000 out of your personal budget for year. Him give me alpha male vibes. Like him just give me alpha male vibes. And it's very much proud. It's very much like, I got money, my family got money. If you can't keep up, then don't come. I don't like that. I don't even know what to say. That was a lot. It was a lot, but it was really fun. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I surely did. For some of it. I might do this again. Maybe. But I'll see you in the next one. Bye.